Nobody puts ZaCloud in the corner.
It's just funny the second time.
It's the beginner's guide. Mark says, "Is it beginning?" Yes. It's beginning's guide. It's beginning to guide.
Don't worry, we're here to guide you through it. It's cool.
Yes. Okay. So we don't know much about this game. Well, Noodles has a bit of an idea, I think, but I'm just willing to jump in and experience it. So with me today, as usual, is Noodle Soup and ZaCloud.
Woo! Yowski broskies!
I'm going to say something in the chat so I can get mod at some point.
At some point. Maybe.
Boom.
If you behave.
If you're good.
ZaCloud, can you
eat all your vegetables. Oh wait, you're vegan. That shouldn't be a problem.
If you eat all of your bacon, Noodles, I'll give you moderator.
Nah, I'm alright. we good.
But responsibility comes hand in hand with killing animals. I don't know what I'm saying.
I mean, in the sense that you're responsible for the killing of the...
Are we ready to begin the beginner's guide?
Sorry, I didn't expect the first stream on the new channel to just be an ethics discussion.
When will you learn to expect nothing? Or expect everything?
That's
the unexpected.
Low expectations. That's what we
guarantee.
want. Low expectations. That's what we expect from our viewers, and it's not a very high expectation if you ask me. So you could at least do that. All right, shall we get started? I'm going to click begin and see what happens.
Shoot for the moon, because if you miss, then you'll die alone.
Oh well, that's great for you guys who can't hear this.
Make sure the audio is on. It's fine. We've got closed captions.
Yeah,
and
I'll describe it. There's like rustling wind and a crackling fire right now.
I don't fully expect this to not work, but depending on
I wrote the Stanley
how
there's something just barely showing at the top of the screen.
Today,
he's just doing a talk, I imagine.
That happened
Are you telling me you can't see the closed captions?
No.
Or hear the audio.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
We're going to look at games made by a friend of mine called Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff.
And his work
pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make.
So just
to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. Oh god, I'm going to have to do this for the whole game.
I
was about to say, I was about to say it's like Counter-Strike.
Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Yeah, so you can walk around. Yeah, so the beginner's guide is literally just dumps you in, and it's like it's just a developer commentary. It's like director's commentary on a movie, except for video games, I guess.
Hey, it's Foxy Boxes.
Foxy Boxes.
Hey, it's nowhere near enough foxes. It's fine.
And they're too high to bounce off of.
Calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes
so yeah, literally, it's I've always, ever since this game found out, I found the idea of putting like a director's commentary option in video games to be quite a cool idea. It's something that I'll probably do if I get to a point where I make a game that deserves a developer's commentary.
The first time I seen it was in Portal.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
That exists?
Yeah, they have a, you can put it in commentary mode, and you can go by nodes, and they'll activate commentary on each part.
Oh shit, that's so cool!
Right, I've just paused the game a second. I want to see if there's a way to get you guys to be able to see the entire screen.
I can see the whole screen, is the thing.
But you can't see the commentary.
I can see the commentary, I can see everything. This is fine for me.
Well, no, I mean, he meant the captions.
The captions.
I couldn't
see I can see
it
the captions. I'm good. I've got everything.
Try resizing your Discord window, ZaCloud.
And he never released
so yeah, in response to Mark's question, this game is about game design. It's a game about game design. That's the easiest way to discuss it. It's very fitting for the new channel and stuff.
Okay, if I make it extremely big, then it shows up. Okay, sorry about that then.
Yeah. How he worked. He tended to crank them out.
Are we allowed to ask Foxy Boxes questions on this channel? You didn't like just doing it on the other channel. It was more. It was more a show separation thing.
That was it.
Yeah, it was more about the appropriateness of the stream. But this is a video about. This is a game design.
It's a game design game.
So go ahead. And there's boxes. There's a lot of boxes.
Interesting. And I'd like this
when there are no boxes on screen, you're not allowed to ask about boxes. We will allow for like the 15-odd second delay. So you've got 15 seconds from when boxes disappear off the screen.
So thanks for joining me.
There was a black box back there. Oh, there's some more. I guess the texture's not loading.
That's how we keep track of our foxes.
Easy when good.
@gmail.com.
I'm trying to remember if I paid money for this game. I think it was free.
Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
But yeah, no,
I'll show you the date.
I certainly, for considering this is a game design based game, I have no problem with it if Sparks doesn't.
No, it's fine.
I guess ZaCloud.
Also, it's no longer Foxy Boxes. When is Foxy Boxes? Now it's an ongoing series again.
Why is Foxy Boxes?
Why is Foxy Boxes?
Season 2.
Nobody ever asks, how is Foxy Boxes?
How is Foxy Boxes?
Oh,
the answer to how is Foxy Boxes is a great deal of pain and work on our part.
This game is called Escape from Whisper.
To be fair, yeah, no, we'll do two truths and a lie. Me and Sparks will say something true about the Foxy Boxes development process, and then ZaCloud can just make something up. Done.
I like the visual style here, the feel of it.
It's got some good shit going on. It's got a good.
What did the sign say? It said something about.
Yeah, evacuate immediately. Apparently I'm supposed to be running away from something called the Whisper, and I'm slightly terrified right now.
Oh, so it's like an SCP thing.
And this is still more polygons than we can do in Minecraft.
This is very true.
It's probably not. I probably don't suit the style of
like this game
escape game very well because I always want to explore all of the ways you're not supposed to go.
That there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
For instance, you have this gun which you think would indicate enemies, but there are nothing. You can't even reload.
Can't go through this door.
We don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is.
He thinks it might be a complete game.
About his games for what they are.
We should talk about his games for what they are rather than for what they're not. Oh god, it's one of these discussions. Maybe this game swirls the wine around is indicative of a larger function.
Well, did you say I love that you can see the bottom?
No,
oh, look at that!
Look at that! It's not finished.
The space box has no bottom.
I thought it looked really, really good until I looked over the edge. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that the glass is dirty, though.
You can see how it renders.
Is why when I was developing the first cutscene level for Foxy Boxes, I went right up to the edge of the guardrail and worked out to the block what you could and couldn't see, and then only built that far. Which is why when you go down, before Duck built it all out, it was just
this spaceship.
Built the bare minimum. Why would you do?
I guess he agrees.
I was watching a GDC talk.
Oh, he skipped us past it. Nice.
Oh, good, thank God. Yeah, I was watching a GDC talk yesterday about interior design in games and stuff like that, and they were saying how Dishonored does something very similar to what they're doing here, where if it was just this lighting all the way through, it'd be incredibly samey, but because we've got this blue light over here, we had that corridor with the orange light at the start, and we had kind of like a different, sudden weird differing of shit with that labyrinth. It's very bare bones and very polygony, obviously, but like this is quite well designed just from an interior design perspective, because I can remember everywhere we've been in this level already, even though it's all pretty samey, if that makes sense. So even though space has like one face that doesn't exist, apparently, it shows quite decent design principles.
This is
certainly.
not a branching point. Unfortunately, the only option is to
This is not a branching point. Unfortunately, the only option is to step into the beam.
Still more polygons than Minecraft. It's still a better love story than Twilight.
I'm pretty sure we could.
For a second.
You're dead! You win!
Stepping into the beam and then dying.
No, Niza, hello.
Probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level.
Oh, hey, No Niza.
But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere.
Mark says, so this game is like YouTube compilations for content creators who just use old content. I guess there's a case for that. Yeah.
Bug.
It's, like I was saying earlier on about how I'd love to do this kind of thing if I made a game that deserved it. Like it's I mean, this guy made the Stanley Parable and clearly knows a lot about. Oh God! Oh
That's
God!
An interesting spaceship.
The beam causes you to start floating.
See, again, we had a similar thing with the Foxy Box's ship design, where we were like, the interior really doesn't fit
like how small
a sensible, logical spaceship design, and then just look at this.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against
because again, it
the
didn't
hysteria
feel
that you've just had to
like
traverse.
just a sprawling
I don't even
mess.
know. I have no idea.
You can see what you can.
Going through it.
Yeah, when you're inside. I feel like humans have quite a bad ability to judge the shape of things from the inside.
Experimental designs.
Yeah, I sure do.
So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Didn't I start this level off by saying, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll die in the cold expanse of space? Foreshadowing! The past was behind her.
That's neat.
Clever, because it was behind her. Very clever. Okay. So far, this is a Gmod map.
Oh! I can only walk backwards.
Oh!
Oh! That's
and
neat.
Suddenly, I'm not going to take the piss anymore. So the 3D modeler is not here, just like last. Well, yeah. So we Sparks, ZaCloud, and I just do chill out game streams on Monday. That's what this show is. And then the Foxy Boxes stuff is as and when we have things that are required, effectively.
So it's
which is what we were saying about. Yeah, we don't have anything against Foxy Boxes questions, but it's respecting the purpose of the show, I guess.
Code is trying to give it a
different entertainment. We are more than one-dimensional Fox creators. We have other interests.
There's been a lot going on with the. Oh, that's I really like how it frames itself as you move. Like it just lines you up to see things.
It's doing really good.
Yeah, it's like it really anticipates when I want to look around and stuff.
Man, that is cool.
So again, you know what I was saying with the design of the first Boxes level about how I love just like naturally guiding the player's eye to things with my level design.
That text wasn't there before, was it? It's clever because you have to move backwards to move forwards, so they can hide things. Like they can make things appear as you move without you being able to see them because they know which direction you're looking in.
Yeah, because you know that everything going on behind the camera is just like a pop-in texture mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Until your periphery catches up.
What did that one say?
Yeah, that wasn't there.
How will she find the strength?
I'm gonna switch some windows around because I keep watching the chat so I can chat to the lovely people, but I also
didn't need anything
keep
more than
watching the stream, which is delayed by comparison to what I can see.
Okay, next one.
Yeah, that was neat. That's a neat little thought-provoking story experiment thing.
Yeah, so that's what this game is. It's just a bunch of, hey, here's some cool shit that I found on my hard drive. Here's the Silent Hill 1 PlayStation Engine restriction simulator.
Yeah, we're very limited in where we can go. There's like walls, which I know many of you know is my pet peeve, invisible walls.
Oh God, yes.
You are now entering.
Again, when I was doing the guardrails, I was like, we should probably put an invisible barrier up here, and you were like, I guess I can come to peace with that.
Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see
the meaning of this game will be clear. Yeah,
you are now entering. It said. Okay.
I love how it's like loading the time period.
Would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Interesting. So
it's
framed him. Framed the location.
He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it.
Oh, yeah, of course, it's not this guy's games. It is him playing some other person's. So it's more like a documentary, I guess, would be a kinder way to discuss this game.
Yeah, this is both not what I was expecting and kind of interesting. I don't know.
I think
it is to, in many ways, it's probably more interesting to our viewers than most of the stuff we stream because we have quite a fixed demographic of Minecraft. I know it's
stuff. This is what I was saying. Yeah.
Sorry.
This is it's.
Do I jump off the edge?
It plays quite
well. I can't. Yeah, so I feel like it could go well for viewers. I don't know, but I'm curious to see what he has to say. And just exploring random janky levels is kind of funny as well.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Can I sprint? I can crouch. I can go. If I want, I can go slower. That's good to know. See you, Mark. Thanks for hanging around.
In a bit, dude.
See you, dude.
Have a good day tomorrow. Wow. Oh god, I'm moving slower. I'm slowing down. What if I crouch?
Maybe you're tired.
Slowed to an absolute crawl.
The
door at the top
of the stairs opens.
Okay. Oh gosh.
If code is not showing
Let's see if they actually have a payoff with the really long ladder stunt.
So that when you press enter,
because that's effectively what this is, and the only game I've seen that pulls off the long ladder stunt is Metal Gear Solid. And I can't remember how they did it. I just know that it worked. I guess. You found the vinyl. You found the 1970s texture.
Oh.
What the hell is this?
A button you press to stop the chaos that doesn't work.
Nice.
Oh, little ideas for games. Oh, it's a writing prompt room.
Game filled with chairs, except one chair is floating.
Coda would often tell
this is really cool.
If people thought of
Stand on the X staring at a bear for 3 hours. Hey, that's your average morning when going into the garage, huh, Noodles?
Yes, that's exactly what mine. What's that when you play as a loud bodiless sound? You play as a loud bodiless sound walking around confusing people.
Oh, that's good. That sounds fun.
That's exactly my brand of bullshit.
I'm the invisible man. I'm the invisible man. Incredible.
Well, that's more impressive than my writing prompt list, which is just a Google Doc that I only named yesterday, I think, or the day before. Hey, it's the Matrix lobby scene.
This doesn't look like a fishing game.
Was this December 2008? So the Matrix lobby scene would have come out quite recently as well. It's incredible how much the Matrix inspired a certain kind of game from that time period.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can
this
solve
is
it.
new for Coda, an actual. Did you just open the door?
Yeah, I just clicked it. Ooh, smoke.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Okay, right. There was some fog there.
My screen hiccuped.
I don't know why it's scarier with the fog.
I'm gonna guess I have to flick the lever and go inside.
Oh no, don't do that.
What?
Oh, I hate this.
There's another lever!
Oh, that's hilarious.
On the door!
That's hilarious. I'm gonna steal that for D&D.
Can you make this a desktop background? Ooh!
Oh my god.
Connect the dots. La 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 la.
I think it just looks kind of happy and amazed to see me. You know?
Yeah, it's
you did it!
Woo!
It's pre-Snapchat.
Upside down triangle of dots.
I hate going places in games where I know I can't get back. Oh, I might be able to.
Yeah.
Nope, that's it. Farewell forever. You amused me and I love you.
Can you glitch your way up onto the siding and get back up? This looks like it's Source Engine, so it's actually pretty... It's either... Source Engine is either no glitches or all glitches. There is nothing in
Yes.
Oh, pretty much.
So, I think is a good way to describe the Source Engine.
Corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from...
I was going to try and learn the Source Engine at some point. Then I looked at the...
Which Source Engine?
Software. Exactly, and then I stopped. Oh my god! This is what Purgatory looks like.
That? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So
this is what Jonathan Blow thinks he made with The Witness.
Concealed a rich interior, and then in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
That's really interesting.
Either way, I think that the point is the same.
Oh right, okay. So the dull interior hides the,
or even that you're missing anything.
Fantastic, quote unquote.
Your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
It's it's very university level literature studies, or like A-level literature studies.
Exiting.
No thanks. I want to go see the smiley face again.
Try walking backwards again, see if anything starts appearing.
Ooh,
it's got a bump map on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know about ZaCloud, but I'm operating in too low a stream resolution, so I fully appreciate that. But
the YouTube changes it into a weird smiley.
Game from earlier tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that
ever since Slender, I've been
are literally connected
a huge fan of being able to see where the hell I'm going in video games.
Some larger that we won't be able
which
to
is
until we've seen all of them.
A level of comfort that this current thing is not satisfying.
And start to understand what exactly that bigger picture
exactly
is.
What the bigger picture is. Knowing how literal this guy's kind of been with a few things so far could just be a really big picture. Yeah. The great and lovely descent. Going back down. Oh, they look really nice from a distance.
Yeah.
This is just a Blender render.
Blender render.
A Blender
render. Sender render.
That's all this is. Blender Renderson. He lives in the house closest.
Blenderson. This reminds me of Accidental Let's Play episode 10, Ender's Game. I copied parts of the Let's Play world into a blank white world. And had them just floating in space.
The hell is flying a helicopter over my house at this time of the night?
Let's talk about.
We used to have choppers always.
I apologize.
Every video game runs on.
I used to.
Which determines what the.
My mom used to grow some.
So in other words, the engine
tomatoes
is a set of
with a grow light, but then people thought we were growing weed, I guess. So they had the choppers always hovering over our house, trying to peek in through the skylight and windows in the country. I guess because a lot of people grow weed out there. So it would be like shaking our windows and crap, and getting so close, waking us up and crap. It's like, gee, thanks, serve and protect you.
Is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
See, the easiest way to find people growing weed in the loft in England is to wait until winter and then work out which of the houses don't have salt on the roofs. That they use. And it's great.
Notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good.
Okay, so we're in a
linear boxy corridors. Hey.
We're in the coffee shop. That's like a 5-minute walk away from me. Is what we're in at the moment.
Ah, can't open the toilet or flush the toilet.
This feels very Second Life to me at the moment, or whatever that game was.
Interesting.
Before my time. Oh, hello.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this yet. Doors don't open. I know where that door goes because I saw it earlier.
Oh.
It just goes out the back. Well, I've seen the other side of this door. I just can't open it.
In theory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, alright.
Oh, we're back to this, are we?
Oh, that's cool.
This isn't my trailer. I should fire my assistant.
Got it. We're out of briskets. I gotta go down to the pantry again. Oh boy, just part of the daily grind. Oh.
Okay.
Where'd you keep that good wine? We keep it in the cellar, and no, I'm not getting it. It's your turn.
I see a thing.
You want it? Get it yourself.
I really wish I could sprint.
You've got to put in an order for the wine they keep in the cellar, because, like, realistically, it only takes them about maybe half an hour to go down into the cellar and get it, but time moves differently down here, so it's actually like a month.
Going down to get it isn't the problem, it's coming back up.
It's getting back up.
Don't worry, there's a trans-dimensional warp portal at the bottom.
William
takes you back up.
Just for convenience.
William,
I think the union demanded it.
Yeah. William Lichtenberg asks when the next episode of Foxy Boxes will be released. Soon, TM. Next week or so, I'd say. We've been a little bit busy with stuff, as you may have noticed with the change of channel, so...
this is just our lives now.
Is this a hat? This is a top hat.
It better be. Oh no, it's another staircase.
And there's glass in the middle, so we can't walk down.
Of course.
That's okay. I've learned from Minecraft how to walk down spiral stairs. Crab-wise.
It's just a light.
Technically, that's an invisible barrier. How do you feel about that?
It's tangible. You can just about see it, you know. I'm okay with that.
It's like, the invisible wall is now an architectural feature and therefore it's fine. Which yeah, you know what?
Do you think I have a problem with Windows, Noodles? Like, you know, glass is okay, man. I'm not a pigeon. I can tell the difference between an invisible wall and a transparent one.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Yeah. Well, this is looking very slaughterhousey. How are you feeling about this, Noodles?
Well, I mean, there are no cows in it, so we're clearly living in a future where the vegans won.
So clearly this is us.
See, there we go. The cows are taking over.
Yeah, no thanks. See ya. Oh no, they thought of this.
Really, they thought that you wouldn't want to go into the pen, eh? What kind of top-level thinking?
What was that I was saying earlier about bacon noodles? I feel like I ought to apologise for some reason. Like
foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. That's what this stream is.
Foreshadowing. This has happened now.
Well, time to settle in our new life. Moo, moo.
I tried to get onto that level, but I can't. I'm on another level.
It's just a prison. We're
on a whole other level.
We're in people prison, not cow prison.
In Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for
dear God.
Full hour before that. Okay, right. I've had dumb ideas
a whole
that were
hour.
Kind of like that,
this is something that he
and I didn't do them because they were dumb.
Yeah, ought to be playable.
And I would always defend that, you know,
all this work goes into the game. Making them stay there for I can understand why you'd want to do that from a narrative perspective. If you really wanted to hammer home the feeling of being trapped somewhere. But like, you can do that with corridors like we're doing now. You don't have to actually fucking trap them in a 2x4 room for an hour.
Playable games.
Playable game.
Oh man, it sounds like a bit of a dick, to be honest.
Wow, took some spite at that suggestion.
There wasn't.
Wow, did you guys catch that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because again, like, if there's a lot of stuff lying around, like Sparks was like, you literally said not 5 minutes ago, it's like with this kind of thing, you want to go around places to see if you can find
you're kidding me.
Something.
Oh right.
There, now I made your face with the spaces now, so YouTube wouldn't turn it into a other face.
But yeah, no, it's I would expect something to be in one of those cages.
Excuse
at the very
me?
least. Okay, we're just out now.
That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. That there should be more building.
Oh, they're messing with space again.
They're messing with space again. Out of context quote, please.
Oh, they're messing with space.
There he is again!
Ooh. He's doing this. This is all him. He's there, prefab Chan, all cute and innocent. It's his fault.
It's the puzzle again. with the exact same solution.
It's a puzzle again with the exact same solution as last time. Well, again, I can appreciate the reusing of assets.
Dat and Gassy says more games should mess with space again. Yep, I agree.
Foxy Boxes 2, it's bigger on the
There's
inside.
still no clear indication what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll show
I am
you
going to
the
say this now,
interpretation
because it's
very
being
shortly.
recorded and it's on record. When we eventually finish Foxy Boxes, I want there to be at least a fortnight, I'm going to say, before people start asking when Foxy Boxes 2 is coming out.
You want a break, yeah.
Just so we can have a nap. Because it's going to happen. Like, this isn't going to stop. We knew that when we signed up for this.
Whoa.
Oh, hello. Sorry. I saw some things, I think maybe sitting at a table, and yeah, no, they're just there, aren't they? Hi, friends.
Oh!
Yeah, we're just here now with... Yeah, did you come from above? What was
Here,
up there?
Coda begins
Listen,
using the kind of dialogue
I mean,
system
this is
that's
very...
fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2,
There's a
3
lot of
buttons on your keyboard
surrealism
to respond.
going around. When is Foxy Boxes 2 coming out? Clever, very top humour. Well done. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Do you want my writing job? Because I'm fucking done.
There was a... If my indecision causes this game to progress, I'll be very impressed. Because we're supposed to listen instead of talk, right? Yeah, there was a word stamped with... There was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating coloured blocks. What do we
See,
want to
again,
tell
in the
them?
original game, you would have been up there for like an hour.
Mhm.
Fuck, I can't imagine. Like, somebody must have playtested it and had to do it. Somebody out there has done the full hour, and that's
I'm going to say there's an enormous prison so they don't feel like they're missing out.
I mean, it's true. I like the text, how it's animated, how it's presented. I like that. That's really nice.
Oh. Do you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I didn't remember having to go through any puzzle. I prefer not to tell you after all. We've only just met.
Okay.
I'm a very agreeable person. I generally just tell people what they want to know.
Yeah, me too.
How you solved it? Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side.
Oh, hello. This is, this...
I don't know if it can be solved from this side. I guess the door can only be opened from our side. Although we have left it open now.
Yeah, and sadly that's not an option, huh?
I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there.
I'm thinking 3 is the way to let them down.
I'm thinking 3. I'm trying to... It's kind of forcing the player, I guess, but...
Oh, one of them has to speak on him now.
Yeah.
Is he the one that's...
We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there is nothing I want more.
We're starting to see some Stanley Parable style stuff come in now.
But
in the kind of the way they're kind of using confusion to manufacture a sense of dread, I guess.
Yeah, it could
oh,
be.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, friends. See, look, here we go. It's the Stanley Parable.
Well, I think it was made by the same person.
The guy that made the beginning guide is the person who did this.
No.
Who did the Stanley Parable. I think he's talking about somebody else's games.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this
Google
is
it,
someone
so
else. This is somebody else's games. This is his friend's game. But I have a feeling they must have inspired each other quite a bit.
Clearly,
Yeah.
this is just
I
the
think
Stanley
that they
Parable.
like compiled it or something.
Okay. Do we say that we know how to solve it, or do we want to ask them if they want to know how to solve it, or say that we've been here this entire time?
Well, I mean, I'd wanna do the loop again for statistical significance, but I'd wager that until we work out the right combination, we're just going to be doing this anyway.
Oh, we actually found the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet?
Oh.
Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space between the doors.
I didn't recall one.
Really? It's all the black fog.
Oh, okay. That I thought they meant just between these two rooms.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, the fog that I dislike so much.
There is a reason, but it may take time before you understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon.
Wow, I hate this. I maybe it's the anxiety, that might be it, but I really don't deal well with like dread. So anything which is annoying because I like writing dread, but like anything that is like really well manufactured dread and like abstract like this does it really well, all that nonsense. I'm just here like, nope. This is why I didn't like IS2, because at any fucking moment she could have just done her thing.
I think the layout and the premise of this game leaves us knowing that nothing is fixed. Like, you can turn around and whatever was behind you will be gone, and that's quite scary in a way. Very disanchoring, disconnecting.
Yes. Yeah.
And then there was that one school game.
Oh god, that terrified me.
Fuck that.
I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this
so much.
At the end of every single one of his games.
Genuinely. That's the only game we've ever played that actually nearly made me have a panic attack.
Oh jeez, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that
I don't
bad.
care. It's hilarious, and frankly, the fact that something can actually get that much of a response out of me means it is inherently a good game, even though it's terrible, I guess. Yeah. The beginner's guide, the prose I have in front of me, the literature, is narrated. That's how you pronounce that. Narrated by Reedon and takes us through a number of incomplete and abstract game creations made by a developer named Coda. The idea behind this being that we walk through this in a first-person perspective, and he talks about it, and he's trying to work out the kind of person Coda was. Apparently.
Fade to black.
The game received mixed to positive reviews. Many reviewers readily took to the narrative and the questions and ideas it raised on game development, whilst others felt the game forced some of Reedon's thoughts too hard in a pretentious manner. I agree with both of those statements.
So this game says it's on the internet and has notes left behind by online. I already know that's a lie because the spawn room isn't full of absolutely tons of it.
This game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Yeah.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Yeah, there's no, like, bunch of phone numbers, send nudes, blah, blah, blah.
Anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Oh, it's kind of pretty.
In retrospect,
it does look very
it was
pretty.
Probably a bit too bushy, trying to get his attention.
It's like...
I was over
It's like shit.
But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
It's just the Dark Souls leave a comment function.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that.
It's like a working prototype of that.
If they're not doing anything for you, nothing
Everyone
extra is
read
going to
this.
happen if you read all of them.
Nothing extra will happen if you read all of them. I do like how he's saying that like, nothing happens if you do all of this. It's fine.
Now it makes you wonder, is that true or not?
I mean,
he's been pretty truthful up to this point.
And unheard voices in a game that wasn't
Maybe that's what he wants me to think.
I know, exactly.
Define fun.
It's ironic, isn't it? That
my favorite
playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you.
How is there wooden, grass, and concrete here? What the fuck? The only textures you have access to in the Source engine. That's what it is.
Better and have to do less of the
We've all played Gmod.
I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if I know nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I'm crying and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go do that now.
Oh, good God.
Hi, Bluefire.
Hey, Blue.
Hey, Bluefire. This is
a game about games.
Yes, effectively. It's the beginner's guide. It's the guy that made the Stanley Parable talking about a bunch of weird abstract stuff. That,
that trailer parody.
Oh, I can't drop down.
This summer.
Oh, so can we not get to a lot of these then? I really want a sprint button.
Yeah, you'd think they'd let you have that, but again, what's his name? Reedon clearly wants you to experience this slowly and think about it and be really introspective about the whole thing.
Can I get down here? Nope, I've walked for nothing. Great. I guess we have to go over there then.
That's the thing where the walking speed is just slow enough where it's like I could go test that, but it will take me the rest of my natural life to get back. So I've got Fireflies by Halsey in my head now just by looking at all.
Bluefire says, "Remind me to bring Sparks a red button labeled Sprint at some point."
That is funny.
I've already stolen Bluefire's Game Mode 4 sign.
There's a sign?
Like from the meetup, he just wrote GM4 on a huge blue sheet of paper, and then for some reason it ended up in my bag.
Yeah, fair, cool. And you just stole it.
I actually really like the comment icons. They look really cool.
Butt-ass butt!
Yeah. Well, there's
don't mind me, I'm a child!
I'm glad we've walked all this way for this. Recognise me, please.
Notice
2009
me,
Notice Me, Senpai. Yeah, there we go. Yes. We do this.
There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen. Yeah, that is Dark Souls messages right there.
Yeah, 100%. Free
t-shirt.
Makes game, includes door, or cannot open door. Thanks. That's like YouTube comment feedback.
Yeah. Door, how open?
Door, how open? When Foxy Boxes come out. Someday I'll meet the person who made this, and then just shrug while I stare deep into his eyes.
We've seen the big picture.
Yep.
That brick looks familiar.
It's brutalist architecture. That thing that I like so much.
Really neat builds here.
I read an article the other day that explained brutalist architecture, especially why it works in video games so much, a lot better than I explained it in the video that I did for the Boxes series. Because it's all lines and shapes like the building, certainly the one to your right, Sparks. Like that big thing, because it's all like shapes and blocks like that. Works really well for if you want low poly, striking shapes. Which is why brutalism had way more of a resurgence when video games came out than same with the concrete. Like brutalism's all concrete. Concrete is a really nice flat texture that doesn't require much detail if you don't want to. So that's why it had a resurgence in video games around the Xbox 360 era, because it's like, cool, we can make cool looking things with like no polys whatsoever. So there we go. Information from a thing that I read. Today I learned you cannot fall off. You got this far and ethical. It's like in my head it was like when Finn from Adventure Time was like mathematical.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Ethical.
Who are all of you? This is a lot of people, in fairness. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. Foreshadowing. Stop pretending you're other people. Wow, we all die, sir. This is just a New York art exhibition. Help, I'm trying to speak. Ah, my favourite LucasArts game. I think it's about how things look. It is a really interesting. I guess it is interesting because for cabbage shapes our nation. Someone's watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. From here, it just looks like dots. From over there, it looks like dots. Is there a? Yeah, no. I have always liked the idea of like virtual art galleries and stuff like that. They had that VR thing a while ago, but as is often the way, it just turned into hentai. So I don't think anyone really uses that anymore for its intended purpose.
Bluefire, at the start of the game, the game told us that it's connected to the internet and these are comments from other people, but then the narrator interjected and explained that these are not actually internet comments. They're all written by the same guy, but it's intended to be seen that way, I guess.
Yeah, because like I said, if that was the case, in the first room would have been chock full of balloons, and one of them probably would have said "first, LOL."
And then the rest of it would have been hashed out censorship.
And one of them would have been asking when the next Foxy Boxes comes out.
Represents an idea that was on Cody's mind at the time that he was making it.
Oh dear. Even back in 2009. The puzzle is a way of closing a door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. I guess.
Oh, I wonder if that's kind of like about the games themselves.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, this does definitely feel like the last 500 words of every essay I've written.
There is scary whispering happening.
Oh.
So glad I can't hear that.
It's getting louder as I go down.
Of course it is.
Sort of
why wouldn't it?
Steady sort of atmospheric drone going. It gets loud. It's getting slowly louder.
This is the game trying to get me back for the sound design I did on Halloween.
Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution.
Coda can place the puzzle. He knows that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works. So it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. I mean, the solution to that puzzle in itself is to just design more puzzles.
Help.
This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer answers, please. Yeah, see, this is...
there's this dark area between the doors,
oh, fuck.
A space between spaces.
Hello.
Before you move on, you get to pause.
There is no second switch. No yeah, see, now you can really tell that it's not a bunch of internet people, because...
the events that led you here.
I mean, Sparks solved this problem first time round pretty much immediately.
Bigger picture.
It's not a difficult puzzle. I don't like being in this void. Really not a fan. Hey, there we go. This guy really likes daunting corridors, doesn't he? And like using
There is now the heavy, very loud sound of typewriters.
That would be the typewriter.
The guy who made it all the way here and through the door puzzle that everyone else failed to get through. The typewriter noises are very loud.
Well, this might be why it's a room full of typewriters.
There we go. They're making Shakespeare.
Oh.
Oh god, fuck. I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate it. Good god. Like, in a good way, obviously. But, like, it's this kind of existential porn stars die too. Intriguing name. I'm hooked.
Wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Porn
just gonna spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Are we gonna this guy seems to like using long corridors.
Wait. Oh, I thought this was the way down. It's not. I accidentally ignored what I thought was the right way, found the hidden secret corridor, and then realized there was no other way.
Yeah, this guy seems to like using long corridors and conflicting art styles to again really add to that on edge feel, I guess.
Yeah.
Which you saw a lot with Source Engine horror games as well, in the few I played, certainly.
Pretty skybox.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And I like the lighting and stuff that they use.
Yeah, the ray thing. I can't remember what it's called, but it's done really well.
Ooh.
Oh, it's Gallifreyan. You trying to see what's up there?
Yeah. Game designers just try everything. They try to try everything. I'm always very curious when I play games. It doesn't make it. It makes me very bad at fast-paced games because I just want to stop and look at everything.
Is this why you like putting speedrun ability in? Oh, there we go. We're in the well.
The whole game.
Yeah, is this why you like being able to designing games where speedrunning is an option, just to offset that?
Maybe.
Really fixated on
I just really like the speedrunning community.
And
Mate,
know,
honestly,
he decides he needs to revisit this prison.
I wish I could be half as good as any game as most speedrunners are at their games. Oh, here we are. We're back. Except someone's stolen all our furniture. Maybe because we left all the doors open and then hung out at the bottom of a well for a bit. Put a giant hole in the ground. Yes. That's a table. That's the opposite of a hole. A surface on which you put things is the opposite of a hole.
Let's put a huge picture of a horse.
Really,
really like a washing machine.
10 stoves.
10 stoves.
I'm torn between large picture of a horse and 10 stoves. Right, cotton furniture is the opposite of fire. Live Tesla coils. That's actually no, because the light bulb is the opposite of a Tesla coil because it was Tesla's idea and it was stolen from him. Done.
Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935 by Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus invented tables in 1935.
There's a British radio comedy show called The Unbelievable Truth, and the concept of the panel, it's a panel show kind of thing. Every guest comedian writes an essay about a subject. It could be shoes or cats or whatever, and they have to hide. They've been given like 5 unbelievable but true facts about their subject, and they need to hide those true facts in amongst all of the lies that they tell, and try and get the other panelists to pick the lies as the true answers instead of the true answers. There's a German comedian called Henning Wehn, and for some reason he decided that every time he appeared on this show he would start his essay with name of object, one of them being tables was one of his topics, were invented by Jesus. Actually, I believe that he did this so many times, and then he got tables right. And what he said was, according to Mel Gibson, tables were invented by Jesus, and that was a true fact because in Passion of the Christ, apparently Jesus is shown making a table and other people not knowing what it was. Yeah.
You could tell me anything, and if you put according to Mel Gibson as the prefix to it, I would probably think it was true.
Anyway, tables were not
King Arthur and them must have happened in at least 1936 because round tables were obviously a new concept. Oh!
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he's doing this again.
It's kind of just
but it's not really communicating. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. And and every time we've seen this beforehand,
so okay,
and cut to black. Okay, cool.
This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Comes at the prison idea from a different direction. We're back here. Oh fuck!
I was really expecting a no, not. Oh wait, what? Okay. I was really expecting a no, not backwards or something back there.
This is incredibly bright. Sweet Christ.
Okay.
First, click on
Oh!
It's gone. It's back! It's him. He's doing it.
And click to turn it slightly.
prefab sound is coda.
Turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on.
Right. Would you kindly?
I mean, ignoring the fact that we can just walk out.
Fuck, it's so bright. Oh god, you can, but please stop.
Well, this is teaching you how to do it in the future.
I have a really big monitor, and this is not pleasant.
Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will be now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison.
What?
I'll back out for you, Noodles.
Thank you very much. Oh god, no, we have to go all the way back. It's not helping.
Oh, I just stepped on the return button.
Well, fair. Cool.
Okay.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't.
And of course, the table is gone. You can't begin the chain of fuck.
Oh.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't.
Here's a version where you are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well.
The inside of the prison is the outside.
Oh god!
Oh.
Real quick through a few more of these.
Oh god! And the skybox is just there. Oh, I hate all of this.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this.
Oh, why is this so jarring to me?
Through their work.
A person basically.
At what point do you just go? Maybe there are game
ideas for this prison.
But Coda doesn't
down now.
voice telling you to
Coda's
stop.
another voice saying to stop.
Mechanism of defense against yourself.
Oh, jeez.
It is quite pretentious.
So he keeps going and going and going and going and going.
Well, it seems, desperate.
And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He
He
stops
likes,
making
yeah,
prisons.
that's it. He's done. He stops making
This
prisons.
is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh.
I have just become aware that it is also being read out for anyone who has audio.
So yeah, that's why I kind of wondered why you were reading some of it out loud.
It is being read out.
Yeah, no, apologies if that was not interesting to listen to. This kind of reminds me of that game for the PS1, LSD, if anyone's familiar with that.
There's a game called LSD.
Yes, but it's not LSD the drugs, although it does look like it. I'll send a video over it in the chat at some point. It's a game designed to simulate... Well, that's actually a very good touchstone for this, what I've been trying to discuss. It's a game designed to feel like what dreams feel like. It does it really well in the sense that it's very disconcerting, and there are things that are kind of familiar but they're not, and you're walking around, you feel like you have enough control over your camera and your movement speed to enact agency, but things change around you, and you realize quite quickly you have no control. It's very weird, and there's lots of colors going on. This, for me, this game, or the games that this game is comprised of, I guess, kind of feel like lucid dreams almost. I guess. I don't know if that's what you two are getting. If there's anything I've learned in 2.5 years of streaming with you guys, is that I apparently react quite violently to weird things. But,
I thought you were just putting it on.
Yeah, no. This game kind of feels like dreaming to me, in the sense that there's a lot of weird shit going on, and that we have some control over it, but I ain't know what the hell's happening. And then sometimes things just change randomly for no reason. But yeah, no. Anybody watching who's kind of interested to see the comparison I'm making, just Google LSD PS1, I guess. YouTube that. It'll show up. It's a really weird game with a really weird history. It's only ever released in Japan, which kind of says a lot anyway.
Yeah.
And was designed to be an art piece over an actual video game, which also kind of says a lot. So, yeah. But yeah, no, that's which again might be adding to the feeling of dread that this game seems to be instilling. Is it's almost dreamlike, I guess.
I'm just kind of flipping through these.
Still hard to if you're trapped. Yeah, like this is just so fucking weird, and like everything's kind of connected. and it's playing like a particularly weird dream, but you're remembering it after you've woken up. Which, to be fair, the Source engine does really well. I played a... this is making me want to go back and play a bunch of Source engine games. I can't remember where I got all of them from. There's a really good website for it. And they were basically just free downloadable games made in the Source engine. It was all like Half-Life assets and all that kind of stuff. But there was a really good Silent Hill fan game that was made in the Source engine. And, I mean, in this journey that we have all taken, I'm sure you two especially have worked out that I find the Source engine to be particularly creepy. So yeah, no, but that did a very similar thing to that, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm rambling by this point. The Source engine's weird, basically. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yep.
And
regarding the 1,000 typewriters, by the way, I just noticed that in Cassie say, "Where are the 1,000 monkeys?"
Oh, it's the door again. It's the same model. See, this is that was a really good frame within a frame place to start.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
With games like this, you never know whether it's an intentional reference back to the previous game or just an asset reuse.
This environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle. With
that last bit cut out. What was that, sorry?
And a dark transitional space between.
This is that horror film. This is exactly like... I can't remember the name. And the only thing I distinctly remember is a small child dies in a frozen lake. And with that, I'm describing like 100 horror films.
Oh,
so
great.
This guy's back. Why would you live in...
Oh, wow, an actual nice, messy bookshelf.
That's actually really nicely modeled.
Yeah, never seen one that looks like it's actually used and sloppy before.
Yeah, cool.
There's some nice uplifting guitar
messy
music
blankets.
now.
Why would you live somewhere this creepy and have a house that's basically all windows?
There's some very kind of Life is Strange style music going on right now. I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Though I thought I might have to clean my entire house by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games.
Lousy homes make homelessness. I'll be cleaning this whole place. Don't worry about me. Basically, nice and we're about to stay here all night.
From here on out, he begins putting much
we should be polite. They're clearly putting us up.
And this particular game took 2 months.
Again, why would you want to sleep? I've slept in a house like this before, in deep in the Midlands countryside, and it had big windows, and because there was like one street light in the entire village, it was like really dark outside, and it was terrifying.
Oh, now you're a kid.
I pressed shift because I felt like I should. I get into the role.
Okay, I thought that they shrunk you once it was revealed you were a little one.
No, I just thought I pressed control.
Okay.
God, I wish my job
of
cleaning my own house is this easy.
Well, yes.
So the things are messy on purpose so that they can be clean. Still, I wish that more games did make the houses look lived in.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the things I kind of wish we had with default Minecraft for the kind of stuff that Sparks and I make. Is like the bookshelves always look. Wish there were more bookshelf models with kind of messier stuff going on.
My bookshelves are always very neat, but yeah.
My bookshelf in my room was incredibly messy until recently, where I was like, I have to alphabetize all of this. So now it's clean. Now it's nice and neat. But it certainly wasn't until very recently. Never did like cleaning my own home. Might have got some demons I'm not ready to face yet. Speaking of demons, someone's put this couch a mess. This isn't being narrated while I'm talking, is it?
Cheesy personal insight. Make it especially cheesy.
What? drizzle that Parmesan. That's how cheese works, right? I don't know. Fuck's sake.
Wow, yeah, they're really good at cleaning the house, aren't they?
Fucking hell. Last time I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as much as you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. I feel like I might be murdered if it's not perfect. Just saying. Not that I can die, because I'm clearly a vampire by the fact that there is no reflection.
No!
Hey, that's still quite a nice model.
Yeah.
10.
Yep, still not all perfect. So, and I like that.
The stream team review bookshelves. This one gets a 10. I get to 9 because there's not enough like random VHS tapes or something strewn on it as well. But I bet it can clear dishes. Did we do all that? There's dishes in there now. These chores everywhere. Ooh. Getting introspective. Leave the future chores to future you. That's how my house got this messy.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it.
Oh, for fuck.
Yeah, it is repeating chores.
All the time. He just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
See.
Oh, I was missing a little bit of the commentary at the top. Did he say that like that was around the time the game maker was walking around with a smile on his face?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, because again, like and admittedly, I am a baby game designer. Admittedly, but like these games so far have quite a few interesting ideas in them that just don't seem to be paying off sometimes in the way that.
I feel like a lot of it is that it's just his way of learning and experimenting because he hasn't released any of these. He never made them with the intention of releasing them.
Yeah, which is fair. So it's dealing with a lot of interesting ideas, and the games are solid. Like Source Engine's great. Gotta love the Source Engine.
Found some peace.
And they are dealing with some. They are looking at some interesting kind of player control concepts.
But of course,
if I was to, he's gone. Okay, see ya.
Stops, your
You're welcome.
is gone. It's time to leave. The door at the
Back
top
out
of the
into
hill is now open.
Terrifying night.
Again, you can't stay in the dark.
Like the first Time Splitters 2 level.
You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Okay, I take it back. I can't tell the. Oh, the glass is gone.
Whoa!
Okay.
Why do I hate that so much?
I suppose it creates that feeling of like cleansing between two areas that he was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Oh. And that light post again.
Which is the whole point of the
Narnia.
puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
A tree.
September 2009.
How are you guys doing, by the way? Do we want to pause here, or you guys happy to keep going?
I'm good. I'm enjoying.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I'm
having fun.
enjoying this. This is an interesting look into because like you don't you rarely see this kind of thing from developers. I think it's really interesting. Kind of looking at, because look, yeah, obviously this is coming off the back of me literally just saying there's no payoff to any of this. Obviously there isn't, for the reasons that Spars went over. But it's interesting seeing them play with these concepts and then being like, cool, right, I can use this elsewhere now. This is like a functioning prototype, and then just leaving it at that. Like you never see these kind of unpolished, unfinished things. It's quite cool to watch.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Oh, fuck.
And you play as the teacher.
Apologies for the sudden cussing, but I don't take well to suddenly staring into the abyss.
Hi, Sauron!
Oh, and also you can move around.
Ever find that ring yet?
Clearly not, he's back at uni.
How do I find the One Ring?
Taking an architecture class. You've got to rebuild the tower.
There's like screaming and thunder as well, by the way.
On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society.
Yeah. It looks like there's one yellow one that we're supposed to... I guess the one we're supposed to pick, almost, or the one that it thinks we should pick.
Yeah, maybe.
Ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. I guess we're saying the things the teacher is supposed to say. Haha, just kidding.
I do like this. Yeah, because it's kind of like internalized self-doubt versus what you actually say out loud.
That's kind of a theme I focused a little bit with on
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
Yes.
To assume that some other person is perfect.
Existential Crisis
totally
Beach Hut was a fantastic thing. I still think about that quite a lot. That was a good.
I think about this game
a good metaphor for the themes underpinning the entire game. I think.
I watched a Let's Play of Beach Bonfire the other day, and I sort of want to redo it. Unfortunately, the marketplace doesn't really reward
this
game
one
updates.
Took a lot longer than all the others for to make. It was
Beach Bonfire 2.
This and the last one. That's twice
now
as long
featuring
as
Noodles music.
Any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex. So
alright, we're back here with the Art Deco carpet and the 3 assets this guy uses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool carpet, to be fair.
Yeah. Watching the
very 1970s.
Watching the Let's Play, I clicked the table in case you could use it to start the escape sequence. Watching a Let's Play of Beach Bonfire, I realised the town feels kind of a bit empty, and I wanted to like address that in some ways, like make some changes to how. Like I figured that a lot of the houses are empty most of the time because all the people are outside, but the Let's Player kept going into the houses looking for people, and I feel like it would have been good to have the doors closed if there's nobody home, or like a message when you go through the door saying no one's home at the moment or something.
Yeah,
and a couple of other little tweaks based on how the Let's Play went down. But yeah, I'm still pretty happy with it.
Yeah, it was definitely good.
It was a very good game. I very much enjoyed it. Hey, this is familiar. We're back. It's cool. Alex is happy again.
We're back.
Well, Alex is back in the realm of... Okay, right. Never played the Royal Albert Hall. This is a bit different. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. You know what? I'm actually strangely comfortable with this. This is fine.
I like the glow effect on the torches when they're off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
There's kind of discordant music playing. Leaning against this wall. Which wall? In this thing you'll be playing me. Oh! I'm an idiot. I start out leaning against this wall. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her.
What light through yonder window breaks?
Where is the bathroom? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her, be a human being. Do it again. Here are all my hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams. See, again, it's this is doing a very good job of kind of that internalized going over things 1,000 times in your head kind of thing. That's what this kind of feels like to me, at the very least. So like when you sit there being like,
discordant music playing right now.
Oh.
These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again.
Cones! They're not yellow or orange, but they're
Yeah,
cones.
we found them.
Yep.
Every cone we've missed has come back to haunt us.
You must have worked wise, happy, focused, successful.
Ah.
Happy. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make?
I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. Yeah, this is a very good kind of the world slows down, decide on something to say, kind of.
Well, that
Someone
was
is really
disconcerting.
good at like painful introspection. It's these corridors again.
The lamppost.
Woo! But it's got the bloom on it this time.
Oh.
Shit. This is very dreamlike.
Pretty. I guess we're not allowed back on stage. We've ruined their chances, and they won't forgive us.
The audition didn't go so well.
You only
clearly.
got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Too late.
It's like, Eminem's just like, sorry, man. I tried.
I feel like the lamppost could be sort of saying game over, like that's it. That's our,
Yeah,
our
kind of,
chance.
Oh god.
Okay, yeah, now this is working.
The
This
game
is what
ends
it was
with
like.
this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
Oh
He's
god.
going to jail.
Anxiety to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away.
Okay.
Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating.
Okay.
He just keeps backing away
Alright,
from
I see where he's
possible
going.
connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very helpful when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I
I'm gonna
feel
make
like a lot of his
bold
games are
assumption
inviting me
that
to
this
connect,
guy's narration is enough to carry this air,
to bring him closer.
this dead air.
Yeah, I was just listening to what he was saying, to be honest.
But what can you do?
Yeah.
After this,
that's
Coda
what
went off
I
and
was
took
letting
another
happen
5
too.
months to make
Yeah,
it.
no, I was just reading it. It was actually quite a good summary of what was going on.
Mobius
Mobius
trip.
trip. You must keep your eyes closed. All right, Sparks.
All
you
right.
keep your eyes shut. No peeking.
My eyes are closed. I hear sirens and dramatic orchestral music.
I can't die like this. There was a giant door, and then my
Oh
vision.
God. Okay, right.
You can't see anything either. Can't you do something? Can't you fix this?
That is. Oh my God! It's the
I
fucking
need
door.
my
What's going on?
Oh. Thing hit the ship. Oh.
Yeah, open your
What
eyes. It
do we
looks like
do?
it's
What's
looping.
going on?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't.
You should probably open your
It's
eyes if
pretty
you
much
haven't already. It's
impossible
pretty much
solve
impossible to
otherwise.
Okay.
solve.
And there is a solution, by the way.
I can't see. What's going on?
It's that door.
Can I move? I can move. I am blind.
It's the whisper.
It's the whisper.
It's
Oh.
that pissing door. Have you guys seen? I mean, they've done it several times now with all the reboots and stuff, but it's the Star Trek thing.
I feel like we have to
where-
get to the engine room and jump into the
Perhaps.
beam, right?
Ah,
Truth. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest.
yeah, there we go.
Mm. The being sincere that you mentioned earlier,
Like I
saying
said, I
is
was
the way to
getting
get out of the
concerned.
prison.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his
the
work
prison
about exactly
being
what he's thinking.
the
So where's that
shackles
come from?
of the creative
But then
industries
even
or
weirder,
something.
his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just
I mean, in
can't think of new
fairness-
ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like,
horribly relatable.
Deflect
in some
anything that you
way.
say in order to keep
Yeah.
themselves disconnected.
Like,
all
I
the
get
time.
it.
Was
This
that kind of thing.
is exactly why I stopped
Here was the
doing
point
live
in my
music
relationship
for
with Cody where I
very
really started
similar
to wonder
reasons.
if he needed my help in some
So
way.
yeah, this is some relatable content from 2009.
Well, this is depressing.
I was about
Yeah.
to say the balls on this reading guide to just release a game about game design that
His games are going to get more
at some
desperate from
point
here on out.
towards
After
the
this
end of
game,
the
it's almost
second
6
act just has
months
this
before
really
he
kind of
finishes
game
something.
design shitting that we should all quit.
Yeah, but also, like, you know, an artist expressing themselves through their work and having to deal with, you know, mental crises.
Yeah. Jesus, it's bright.
Oh,
It's so
pretty.
bright.
We're time to play Sky
Skyblock.
or Skyblock. There's your tree. Better hope you get some saplings.
Yep.
It's a floating island. We all know how much I love floating islands. This is a really nicely molded tree.
Oh. Nice.
Oh, it's gone.
This is assuming that. Oh, I was going to say they're assuming that you got your saplings and built a little bridge across to get a chest.
So, assumedly, we're just now going to be playing through the slow decline of an artist. Like, I've already done this once in my life. This isn't how I thought I was going to spend Monday. Yeah, oddly phallic. Well, not phallic. The female phallic, but yes.
It's anti-phallic.
Anti-phallic.
Yeah, that's...
The unphallic.
If the last game featured
this
Coda
is
talking explicitly
this
about
narrative is
creative
feeling very
frustrations,
Final Fantasy
this
with the
one turns
floating
it up to
islands
11.
and the whole.
Now, put yourself in mind
Here's
here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games.
Oh, it's a Tory gate.
Throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly
Good use
doesn't
of
have the
contrast
energy
and
for it
colours.
anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him,
Oh, it's
this
back.
was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble.
Yeah, this is a
just sitting at his
very
computer all day, not really
arty
showing
in
these
air
games to
quotes
anyone,
experience.
not releasing them
Certainly.
onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Ooh, can you tell me how to do it? These are the people from the before. Oh, it's white now. Just when I think it's being pretentious for pretentiousness' sake, they're actually doing some interesting stuff.
Well, I figured it was, you know, setting up that way.
I
You can't
I guess
talk
I have
yourself
less faith
out of loneliness. It doesn't
in the
work
art
that way.
form.
You can't be the one writing
Oh,
both the
Christ,
questions
hello.
and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then
Oh,
if
these
the
are all
work ever
things-
fails, you have
okay,
no
yeah.
backup and you're just going to crash.
Okay, game.
Oh man, I can really relate to that. Like, I've had to act like with my depression, I've had to like act like I was okay and say that I'm happy and things like that, even when I'm not, just to try to motivate myself to do things.
I was literally about to say, okay, game, I see what you're trying to do. What if I'm not ready to experience these feelings? Have you considered that? Yeah, I mean, in fairness, credit to the oh god, that was really odd. Credit to the guy. He's they're really good at expressing these kind of these disparate emotions through the medium of interactive fiction. I guess like this is all coming across very well.
This is someone I really care about. And I used to
a lot of the things that you've picked to say and that others have said.
For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing.
Oh yeah, for real, yeah. Good lord.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything.
No, it's that thing again.
Stop.
Ah.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Narrator, you gonna like talk to him and say, "Hey, need some help, buddy?"
Yeah.
It took him another 7 months, but he finally came out with a game, and I was like, one day I'm going to compile these and make a fuckload of money off it. Let's watch and see how this plays out concept. Oh, I think, has the stream just gone down? No, it hasn't. It's fine. It went down for a second and then was back up. Could have been my internet. I don't know. Ignore me. Oh god, I've just looked back.
NetGatC says RIP stream.
Oh yeah, it went down briefly. Resurrected stream. Good, okay. Excellent. Okay, good. It's not just me. Jesus Christ.
Something about being punished. He never explained itself. Oh boy.
This was a writing prompt in the room earlier. I don't know why I remember this specifically.
Convincing journalists.
Which means that we might have to stand on an X and stare at a bear for 3 hours. In fairness. What are you next? Okay, right.
Oh!
Hey,
it's the face!
And of course...
Oh yeah!
It is!
Good spot!
Prefab-chan, you dick! What have you done, Dakota? Foreshadowing. This stream is actually an incredible tale. Okay, right, so this is just this is clearly a good outlet
this is
for
yeah, it's a lot more serious than I thought it would be.
Yeah. This is basically one of my therapy sessions.
Yeah, this is basically me pleading to my creativity.
Yeah, man.
Why have you stopped working?
Yeah.
This is a lot more introspective than I thought it would be.
Noodles and I both have quite creative jobs,
like,
and it really sucks when you have no creative flow because you can't work.
Yeah.
We started the stream up like, hey, this might be a good game to start the new channel off on because
where's the bear?
And yeah. Hi, anybody watching this on the new channel. Sometimes you just can't make things. Get used to it.
Damn.
The machine will not
Damn, son, I got chills.
Oh.
Neither of those seem like a good idea.
No.
Didn't think I'd be playing through a mental breakdown this evening, but
Yeah.
here we are. Hey, we're back at the thing. Oh.
Alas, poor creativity.
Okay, so now we're just getting an amalgam of shit from earlier.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
I just reloaded because, yeah.
Oh.
I see.
Go full auto, man! Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you have, thingies.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him.
Yeah, take him out, you know, to a cafe or something, and get him some fresh air.
Get him out of isolation.
I don't know. Open his window. Open the curtains.
I could be the one to initiate.
What he's just realized.
It would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback. So what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his
yeah,
work?
sometimes people have a hard time. Yep, really.
No, not the ideas room.
Yeah, shit.
Oh.
God. Oh, it's.
So I started showing Coda's work.
Door, Charlie.
I took this one, and the
door
island
can
that you
see
just
into your
played,
mind.
the theater,
Door
the
can
notes,
see
the house
into your
cleaning
soul.
game, and some of the prison escape games.
This was 2010. China the Unicorn is a topical
I
reference.
asked their opinions. The great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Yeah, but there was nothing for him to be afraid of. Oh, there it is again. But did you do this without his permission, though, narrator?
Let's have
I
a
doubt
look.
it.
Yeah, okay, development. The beginner's guide was developed in the Source engine, we know this. So as part of reading commentary of the game, there's no design. Limited by the Source engine. It's just Gmod, but for people that know how to code.
Is part of it moving?
My
On
gun
the
is
Oh
moving.
no, it's got that really
That's my
horrible...
gun.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know if that was...
I couldn't move the screen, but I
Can you
could
see
shoot.
why I felt like this was the
It's
right
got that
thing to
horrible
do?
blur.
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels
that's
better.
true, narrator.
I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something.
Yeah, but
I really
is it
felt
what
like
he
I'd done
wanted?
something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I
can't find
fix it.
anything
If I could give
on
him this gift, maybe
missions
I could fix
given.
the
You would
problems.
assume that they were
When
given.
they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute
Can't find
best
anything.
feeling. It made me
But
feel
what
so
I do
happy,
know
so beautifully.
is that the New Yorker included it among its top 11 games for 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Um,
definitely has
Coda
strong
finishes this
dynamics.
game, and
Named as
then
one of the top new
really
IPs
he
for
just kind of
2015 by
takes off
Destructoid.
for a while.
Gama
This is
Sutra
June of
highlighted region as one of the
2011.
top 10 developers in
And I didn't hear
2015
anything
for his
from
work
him
on
for
this.
several weeks, I guess.
For several weeks.
Um, And so out of nowhere, one day I get an
Nominated
email,
for Game Developers
and
Choice
it's got a
Awards for
private link
Innovation
to
and
a new game of
Narrative,
Coda's. This one is called The Tower.
Excellence in Narrative,
to my knowledge,
Most
it's the
Innovative
last
Game of
game that Coda
2015
ever
by
made.
IGN.
So let's take a look.
To his knowledge, or is the last game Coda's made? Is it? Did
Yeah,
it say?
He did. That's what he said.
Yeah, I was having a hard time trying to read and listen at the same time.
The Tower. Oh look, it's Mirror's Edge.
Dramatic soundscapes, string drones.
And this is
Ooh.
where I have trouble saying anything meaningful
favourite
about Coda's
kind.
work.
Of
Because more than anything
Oh,
else,
hello.
the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
It's kind of like
really good. Getting back to that, it's brutalist architecture. I'm doing finger guns. Oh.
This room actually has a maze in it.
This room actually has a maze in it. Okay. Oh, fucking Christ!
So
Epilepsy
all the
warning.
walls of the maze are invisible.
Oh.
And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really
okay.
miserable.
Well,
The game goes beyond
I guess,
not being
and we don't have
played,
Papyrus
it
to
actually
leave
seems
tracks
to
in the
despise
snow to
the
show
player
us
for
the right
trying to
way.
play this.
Oh, good lord.
But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Ah. There we go.
that looks that's Stanley Parable. They had like assets like that on the walls. So really only 128 pixels?
Huh.
Anyway.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and Gassy,
And to be fair,
Gassy,
it's
yeah,
not like
El
this is the
Galactic
first game
Cafe
that's
or a
needed
Cat
some
Cafe.
modification to be
Ah.
playable. Like the house
Waffles.
cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually lose the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you
Just
could exit
clean
the
the
house
house
and the game
forever.
would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Okay. What is the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
I like trying to navigate socializing when you have no idea what's the right way to socialize.
The only way past this challenge is to
It
randomly
feels that
guess the
way to me
6-digit code.
sometimes.
The
Like the
only way to
invisible
pass
maze,
this
it's
is
frustrating
to randomly guess the
'cause it's the
6-digit
opposite of
code, just
everything
like
else
that
that
puzzle
Coda
in
has
Deltarune that we
It doesn't produce a plot or it doesn't ask anything of me except a lot of my
Code's
time.
Deltarune game doesn't
If I
ask
could have
anything of me
reached him
except a
during
lot
this
of my
then
time.
maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Yeah, geez, imagine being expected to brute force your way through this.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
that,
Gassy says 128 source units.
maybe that is the point, that he just wants your time.
He does seem
That is
to.
pretty.
Yeah, it is.
I really like that.
Yeah, Coda does seem to like playing with the idea of consuming a lot of its players' time.
Oh yeah, and by the way, when I was talking about
Switch to
you know,
open
permission to
this
share
door
the
is
game, I
actually on
was
the
talking
other
about,
side
you know,
of the
if
door,
this is a
meaning that
narrative.
It's literally
like,
impossible to solve from
case
this side. So even if you
is-
somehow brute forced your way through the first
Oh.
2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me. The idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely.
interestingly-
Just saying, you know, that's it. That's
It
the
is
end of the
Coda
conversation.
that this
Not
developer's
giving me any
name
way to
is, isn't
fix
it?
the problem. I
Coda,
feel like a
Coda,
failure, I guess. When I couldn't
Coda.
fix the
What is it?
problem.
Yeah,
I
CODA.
can open this door
So
for you.
Coda, spelled like that.
Well, don't. I
in-
mean, it might be a spoiler. But coda is like a musical term, isn't it?
Yeah, it means the end,
Was
of
it
the
yeah.
piece,
for not understanding this game?
which
I don't know why I would be. It's
yeah,
not like everything
that's just
needs
clicked.
to have a solution.
The-
But I feel it somehow.
the musician in the
I
group.
feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I
But
remember,
yeah,
it's June of 2011.
oddly
I'm playing this for
premonitioning.
the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea. who
Now
this
everyone's
person
going to
is.
yawn, and it's going to be great.
It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend.
Yep, damn it.
Done. Yeah, there we go. I've got my, I've got my fun out of this.
What's
I have
that,
been
sorry?
trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to
Understand
understand who he actually was and what he stood for.
Right.
I asked him so
Oh
many
god, we
times
gotta
to
walk
please
around this
just
entire
tell me
area.
what his games mean to him.
This is like that
I
bit
asked
near
him
the end
please
of the
to
first
tell me
Portal
what the
game
3 dots
where
Yeah, the 3 dots.
3 dots.
gotta go. Oh? Okay. I really like when developers do stuff like that because it shows that they've tested it and they know exactly when people's attention starts to drop off, and they just add a thing that keeps you kind of like. Because by that point, I don't know about you two, I was just like, oh cool, it's stairs. We're gonna be doing a lot of this, and then suddenly, purple neon rave tubes appear in the sky. Weird orange waffles.
Do you like waffles? Yeah, we like waffles.
God, that's a throwback.
Do, can't wait to get a mouthful. Waffles! Oh.
Oh.
I'm the reason
All
that you
right.
stopped making
man.
games, aren't I? Because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Oof.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What a bloody... We had Instant Messenger in 2010.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Dat and Gassie's pressing F to pay respects.
Damn right. This is the most vicious slam dunks I've ever seen.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important.
Well, now I
They
understand
really
why this game
listened and
exists.
cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
So he didn't ask permission to share the games, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Makes
cool.
me
Anything
ask a lot of questions about what we're doing right now.
Anything I said earlier about there not being a satisfying payoff, I rescind.
Oh, the lampposts were added.
Or is it that
Or
Jamie
basically...
found meaning in the lampposts when there was none or something?
Maybe.
Or adding endings to the games. What did he call lampposts? He said they were destinations.
Yeah. This could also this could slightly be commentary on video game commentary, like when, or even trying to attribute meaning to artists' work when you might not really know. I mean, it's not saying that that's wrong to do, but saying that this is the way it is, you might not. There's no way to know for sure.
I just had to be with myself, and as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Huh.
I have very mixed feelings right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
good lord.
Ouch.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
We played quite a few games on this stream, and I don't think any of them have managed to elicit quite a profoundly stunned silence out of all of us for such a prolonged period of time.
I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry.
What? So you're sorry for releasing his games by releasing more of his games?
I apologize.
Yeah.
Deeply. Will you start making games again?
Yeah, see, that sentence...
I need to feel okay with myself.
Yeah, see,
I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in.
He must be aware of the irony here, or the
is something wrong with me?
I feel like he's building up to
something. I did an awful thing, and I'm doing
yeah,
it again
must
right
be.
now.
I find it
I'm
impossible
showing people your
to
work,
think that anybody could be this tone deaf.
Stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict.
Yeah, this has to be.
There has to be something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do.
Just tell
me what you want.
Now.
I'm sorry.
Very good.
I'm sorry. Please. Start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing. You put in your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself.
I don't want to get spoilers.
I'm fading.
Yeah, no, I won't read it out.
All I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Walls are closing in.
Oh my. Oh, cool. This is a relatively short game.
Very confused right now.
I think it's good that we played it all in one sitting. I feel like this is definitely how this is supposed to be experienced.
Yeah.
No hands on the clock. Timeless space.
This is just the first level from Half-Life 2.
More.
The source engine cannot be separated from like 3 days.
More people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
It literally is. Huh.
Train doors opened.
But Sparks hasn't looked around the corner of the train yet.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I play completionist too. Whenever I'm doing
if this train leaves, there's another train in the way.
It's probably a metaphor or something.
Make sure to refund the game on Steam within the 8-hour limit. I bought this months ago. Like, actually years ago. I've been meaning to play this.
Well, I think that it's Steam hours, like gameplay hours, that you can do it, I think. But...
Well, that sounds really detrimental to small, short games.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it?
I like that you're checking behind you.
Yeah.
Solution.
Oh, okay, cool. That was a surprisingly fast train. Ah, I see. It moves in space.
It's geographically different on the inside.
Someone had told me last time that he just really enjoyed making prison games. Maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
Dan Guess says, I don't know which it was, but that was a real problem back when it launched. Yeah, I can imagine.
Maybe he just likes making
prisons. Maybe he wanted to stick you in one so you'd stop fucking shoving his games off.
Whoa.
earlier on when I was like, if I had to stay in that prison cell for an hour, I wouldn't play the bloody game. Here we are.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Huh.
Yeah.
Bit of a dust problem. A little late on vacuuming.
Darkness. I can't move.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Not a fan. Don't like this. This is not nice.
The old adage of game design, or playing games, I guess, go towards the light.
Mm-hmm.
Light
If I knew that my life
okay,
depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Getting enough brutalism, Noodles.
Honestly, this is gorgeous.
I know data, gassy, dark areas never compress well in video. It's always been my woe as a AMV maker and stuff.
Well, earlier on, when Sparks was looking at the Mines of Moria setup that they have with the staircases, and he was like, "That looks really nice." I was like, "I bet it does."
And I would walk you through this. I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And
This
so
is
I'm
like
just gonna.
Planet Coaster. That's what it is.
Okay.
When you're first person somebody. I really like his use of confined spaces and then opening up.
Yeah.
Really love that. Used a great effect here. And then more frame within a frame.
Fly through all three of them and get twin blasters. Star Fox. Twin blaster. But yeah, I mean, like, there are other driving forces, but yeah, wanting to feel validation is still a very strong one that a lot of people have. Wow.
I was sitting there thinking, welcome to the stream team stream where three introverts try and empathize with a very extroverted mindset.
Yep. Okay.
Wait, what's moving? Which one of those things were moving?
The floor inside there.
Okay.
Deflower?
Deflower. Or, I mean, this is a video game. Everything else could have been moving around the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
For all we know.
No, I got that weird brain reaction, like when you're sitting in a car and there's a long vehicle next to you that starts pulling away and it feels like you're reversing.
Yeah, oh gosh, that's happened to me a few times, made my heart speed up.
Yeah, my brain did that with the lift we were just in. I was like, what is happening? It's very surrealist, is all of this. This is a very nice lighting demo for the Source engine. Very pretty.
What's neat is like I can hear your mouse when it moves around, so sometimes when you're turning, it's like whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, I need to get a mic stand.
Oh, it's the thing.
You notice how much the tone has changed since we saw this for the first time?
Yeah.
Last time we said there's no branching path here, the only option is to jump into the beam, and that's kind of what's happened here again.
This is quite a good narrative.
God, I wish Minecraft's beacons looked like this. Alright, well, I guess we know what happens here.
It wouldn't be too difficult to retexture, you'd think.
Yeah, like an animated texture or something, maybe.
Well, because that was just a rectangle. Someone get on it. There we go. We don't ask much. Retexture. Retexture
the mental maze that we've been navigating.
Yeah.
I can see my house from here. Oh, that's beautiful.
I love sky maps.
It's very pretty.
Why doesn't Minecraft let us do sky maps?
Does it not?
No. You can with Optifine, and I've attempted to add one for Foxy Boxes for Optifine users. Because sky maps.
Go all the way and develop it with a shaders mod in mind and just be like, cool, right, it looks beautiful. Cool. Right. I don't want to speak too soon.
Now there's piano music and a lady singing.
If I figured that would be the case, yeah. I can't hear it, but I can hear it. Cool. I don't want to feel. I don't want to. I don't want to feel the beginner's guide story.
I'm very confused right now.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm taking it that's probably the song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You'd feel. I feel like this is maybe genuinely the end of the game. Still not sure. But on the assumption that it is.
I mean, this from the guy who stuck Portal and Minecraft inside Stanley Parable. It might not be the end.
Yeah.
What was that game when we started to really doubt the ending was coming because it kept going on? That was one we played together, wasn't it?
I think. I don't remember. Oh, well, Undertale did that.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
Yeah, it's done.
Wow.
Okay, I find it generally an interesting game. I have no idea whether what he was saying at the end was part of a narrative story or part of the truth.
It felt very documentary in the sense that certain things are selected and omitted for entertainment.
Did you look it up?
Noodles?
Sorry?
Did you have a look as to whether it's actually made by some random guy or whether it's his work?
Oh, as in if these are all made by Coda or if it's just
whether Coda is just him.
This guy. It seems that Coda is a real person. I have kind of been clicking about, but the beginner's guide to SEO, that's what I wanted.
Because
beginner's guide Coda.
Isn't it? It's not surprising that a guide to search engine optimization is at the top of your search results.
Okay, right. The controversy over a video game suggestion of a crime. It's a Kotaku article by Patrick Klepek. Games are straightforward.
I'm just not sure how to feel about this.
Yeah, I know. Like, it almost... It's like the moral was hinted at but never outright given, but maybe it is supposed to make you think and try to figure it out.
It's got a moral to it. I'm trying to decide whether it's also a dick move or not.
I know. It's like there's several different ways to kind of interpret it. And like I said, it could be kind of a commentary on thinking that you know the creator when you really don't, just by interpreting their works. because a lot of people seem to think that you can judge a creator just based on their works without knowing anything about them.
Yeah. Could be a comment
sometimes
on
people
needing validation to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that there's more to life than that. In fact, a lot of gamers, a lot of creators, a lot of especially like beginner or young creators I've seen feel that way. Like there's always people like in the Undertale fan community, there's like people like saying, how do I make a good comic and how do I make a good this and that too, to get as popular as you kind of thing. And the creators are always having to go, well, you make it for yourself. You don't make it to get popular. And I mean, if it gets popular, then that's nice because you're reaching other people, but you don't make it for that reason. You make it for yourself.
Yeah.
But a lot of them like just don't get it. And maybe this game is to make them think about that. The kind of people who need that message.
I remember occasionally getting asked stuff like that back when I did YouTube more heavily and when I was focusing on it a lot more. People asking, how do you get big
you're
on
cutting
YouTube?
off a lot.
How do I sound
Yeah.
now?
Well, for now, fine, yeah.
Yeah, people asking me when I was sort of doing more YouTube stuff, how you get famous and how you get big, and I kind of agree that's not the point. If you start YouTube because you want to be a famous YouTuber, then you're very likely to be disappointed. But if you're doing it for yourself because you're finding it fun, then you might get something from it. But you'll definitely get something from it because you are enjoying yourself, and the attention from others will be a side effect. And if you love what you're doing, people are more likely to love it too.
Yeah, it seems like a push and pull. Like Coda is doing things for his own reasons, while this person is trying to, just assumes that he wants validation too. And so spreads it around like, hey, look, notice this guy and I feel good for sharing this and stuff like that. But Coda's like, no, not everyone wants validation or at least needs it. Some people do things for their own reasons, and it's just trying to get you to realize that not everyone feels the same way you do.
Yeah.
So thinking that you know what's best for someone can be really presumptuous.
I would be lying if I said that external validation is not part of what makes me create content. I enjoy watching other people enjoy the stuff I make, but
oh yes, me too.
I don't make things that I don't want to because I think other people will like them, and I don't not make things that I will like because I think others won't like it. If that makes sense. Yeah, you gotta first and foremost have your creativity and expression and having and enjoying making the work. But yeah, some people have a real need to feel validation more than others, but they need to realize that that shouldn't be all that you create for.
So
I'm often validation starved, but that's because I've also been attention starved for most of my life. But I'm trying to get better at it. Less needy about it.
So, reading this Kotaku article, going back to the how non-fiction is this discussion, I guess. Most people seem to view it as a well-presented sort of autobiographical non-fiction at best, and just a complete work of fiction on the other end of that scale.
So no one actually knows.
No one actually knows. So Laura Dale, who is for the record is a games journalist who I trust for what that's worth going forward.
Okay.
She wrote an article on it, and she said, not doing spoilers, but she was like, there are legitimate reasons why you might want to refund this game, and that being, if you believe it's the work of non-fiction, then as we touched upon, this content is very clearly stolen and repurposed against the will of the original creator. So she apparently had an off-the-record conversation with Reedon, who is the person who is the narrator, which neither of them have discussed publicly further. Neither of them have divulged what was said during that conversation, but Laura Dale did say that she felt a lot better about it, about owning the game afterwards and having paid for it, which leads me to suggest that this isn't a complete work of non-fiction, I would guess. But it's also clear that it's supposed to be deliberately ambiguous. So
yeah, I feel like
there's another.
I can't imagine somebody being as densely hypocritical as he was at the end there, unintentionally. I don't know.
There's another bit. I've got a couple of wiki articles and a couple of light articles on the game. It's I can't find the exact thing. Oh, here we go. The Austin Walker from Giant Bomb. The beginner's guide feels autobiographical, but I can't quite place how autobiographical it is, if at all. It's hard to know where Reedon, the real-life designer, Reedon, the in-game narrator, and coder end and begin. Which again leads me to further. I reckon this is kind of semi-autobiographical because again, a lot of this stuff was very introspective.
In a quick sentence here, right on Wikipedia, in fact, toward the beginning, it says many readers readily took it to it being questions and ideas raised on game development, which that's also a legitimate thing, like, the thought processes that you might go through while developing a game. And also others felt the game forced some of, that it might have been an allegory to Reedon's own personal struggles with success resulting from the Stanley Parable.
Yes, which would make sense.
Because that was like a smash hit, but it was such a standalone kind of one-hit thing, and it's like, how do I top this kind of thing, kind of like the little mental crisis Toby Fox had when Undertale blew up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see both of those also being part of this too.
Yeah, I think I think it's deliberately written ambiguity, and some bits might be true, and some bits might be, again, like Austin Walker said, it's unclear where the three people end and begin, and how autobiographical it may or may not be. So I don't know. It's good. It's got quite a good look on the relationship between the creator and what they create, and the creator and the audience and the thing that has been created. That kind of triangle of interactions, I guess.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's a very bleak game, isn't it?
I like the fact that it has prompted us to have a discussion about it at the end that's lasted a fair few minutes.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Well, yeah. I think that, it's not tacked on depth. It's real depth, and it's getting us to ask real questions and stuff, which ultimately I think is it might even be part of the intent behind it all along, is like I said, provoking thought, but it doesn't seem to be doing it just for thought-provoke's sake either.
Yeah, it's not just literally that's what you just said. It's not
it's
asking
been
questions.
Getting us all to do some introspecting that we can all relate to.
It's not asking questions for the sake of asking questions. It's asking questions and being like, cool, right, here's some answers. I saw I think Jim Sterling put out a tweet earlier on that was like, one of the reasons that Nier Automata is so good is because it doesn't just ask questions limply. It's ballsy enough to give answers. And say this game asks questions of itself and of its source material, and could have left it there, and we could have still have had this conversation, and we would have probably arrived at the same conclusion, purely based on the fact that we're all creators anyway, which I think is why it's had such an impact on us. like I think all three of us have experienced this. I'm sure lots of people viewing have seen this as well. Have been through this as well. But yeah, no, it's as I say, it didn't just limply ask a question and then bugger off. It was ballsy enough to like provide an answer, which a lot of narratives, especially interactive narratives these days, don't do.
It literally ended mid-sentence.
Yeah, it ended.
It ended mid-sentence as well.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't.
God damn it, Reedon, your Sopranos does.
And it didn't end with a lamppost.
True. Yeah, no, lots of introspection. This is art. This is. 99 says sometimes the hard part is to find the question, which again,
That's like
it was a large section of this game was fishing through thought processes to try and work out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I feel like it started looking as if it was talking about game design, but it very quickly veered off that, and it was less about this is why we frame things like this, or this is why. And we were talking about that a lot because it was interesting to us, but it very quickly went on to the personal reasons for coders' creations.
Yeah, it started off as the craft and ended up as the once you've honed your craft to a point where your shit's good, there's a whole other slew of things that you may not be prepared for that comes with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, again, at the start, coder, be they real or otherwise, was just making stuff. And it got to a point where it picked up a fan in the character that is the narrator. And only when the narrator fully starts leaning into it do the games start shifting into that message of, hey dude, quit it. Bugger off, please. Which again goes back to that whole it explores the relationship between the art and the artist and the art, the art and the people and the art, and how all those 3 points interact.
Yeah, it's almost like the games were trying to protect themselves from the invasion by making parts unpleasant or hard to beat or impossible to beat, or having to sit in a prison cell for an hour or stare at a bear for 3 hours, or all those ideas. It's like, how can I get this guy to quit poking around? And then the guy would just invade by changing the code, almost like a violation.
Yeah, so that there were a lot of points where I was like, if I had to do that, I'd have stopped. And
are you dying?
I love that invading the code. I just realised that Dat and Gassy is still listening, and
you cut off.
Oh,
yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, for now.
Dat and Gassy, I'm aware that he's currently listening, and the fact that he literally just went through the code on one of my websites and found the comment I left in there saying, "Why do people keep poking around in my code?" And he said, to answer your question, we poke around in your code to look for Easter eggs. Which I guess is my fault for leaving them there, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's an invasion, Dat and Gassy. No, I don't mind. I know people look.
Code invaders.
But yeah, cool. Right. Well, that's as good as place as any to end, unless anyone has any specific closing thoughts.
I think that's about 2.5 hours we've been streaming. So, yeah.
That's good length. That's about standard-ish, I think.
A little overstandard, but I think so, yeah. It's alright.
But I think it was time worth taking.
It was, yeah. I enjoyed it.
I would recommend the game, but anybody that's got to the point where I recommend the game has seen the entire thing, so there's no point doing that.
I enjoyed the game more than I was expecting I would, but in a very different way to the way that I was expecting I would enjoy it.
Yes.
I think so too. I mean, it had humor and stuff like that, which is hard to remember after it got so serious, but it definitely, I was expecting it to be a little more funny and tongue-in-cheek, but then again, that's probably what a lot of people expected from the guy who made Stanley Parable, so. But that had some depth to it, too.
He,
Wait, you can disable narration?
To great effect, which is good. Oh.
Whoa. Huh.
I wonder how that works with pacing. A lot of the pacing was very narration driven.
Yeah. Huh.
I'm so
Join
glad
us
there's
next
captions,
week to
though.
find it. No.
Yeah, we'll have to find something else to play. If there's any recommendations,
Sir already played it.
No.
Oh, Datengassi says, what about the lamppost on the title screen? Ah, that's
Very
a good...
true.
Yeah, I saw that comment. There is a
The
lamppost.
lamppost is the coda!
Alright, cool. Well,
yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone.
Oh, okay. I guess I forgot. Okay.
Did you want to say anything else?
Just that, like, the guy said that he kept adding lampposts. If the lamppost is the destination and the coda is the end, then... Yeah, that's proof that coda... That's a sign that coda isn't a real thing, but part of the author, maybe. So, he didn't steal the games!
Conclusion reached. Alright, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you are watching this afterwards, we'd love to hear your opinions on...
Yeah, let us know.
On what all this is. If you made it through the whole 2.5 hours, congratulations. And we will see you possibly next week.
Yeah, we'll work something out. Alright, cool. Cheers for watching, everyone. Pleasure as
Bye,
always.
ski broskies!